So what is going on, Kingdom Hearts fans? It's your boy Amaziah here, and today we're gonna do something before we have to go live tonight. That I feel like needs to be done for the Kingdom Hearts community, and that's we're going to do a play-by-play or a breakdown of what we get to hear in the Gamers Joints orchestra trailer reaction. I don't know why the hell I wanted to call it. It's the release date trailer reaction. That's what he calls it. So of course, this video comes from the Gamers Joint. We're going to go ahead and skip here now to about 11 seconds because this is when the actual trailer starts to play. And what we're gonna do here, we're gonna give everything pretty much a listen, but when we give it a listen, I'm going to actually explain to you guys some of the plot lines that I pretty much can hear. So don't take these all with, of course, take these with a little bit of a grain of salt, because of course there's people screaming. You can't truly hear the audio for some reason. Like, some vocal lines fade, and you can barely understand them, but there is enough there for you to pretty much draw like some plot lines and some links. So let's go ahead and give it a start.
Oh! Oh my! It's the
Find the heart's joy.
Why would I ever take advice from you?
As if you don't have any choice but to follow this sweet little trail of breadcrumbs.
Oh my!
So stopping at 34 seconds, Braig starts things off by stating, "But you see, Sora, that doesn't mean you have to change." And if you remember, of course, Sora and of course Braig, they had an exchange and stuff within Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance that was a lot more interpersonal between them, because of course Braig was like essentially like the leader of the 13 Seekers. Whether or not you believe me, he did essentially seem like he was the leader in Dream Drop Distance. And of course he states here that Sora, but you see, that doesn't mean you have to change. So that's the first line he gives that we can make out. And then he also states that there's something that he needs to do, or somewhere he needs to go, or something that he needs to find to make the hearts join. Now, if you remember when we got the synopsis of Kingdom Hearts 3, there was something called the Key to Return Hearts. Apparently, Braig is the way they're going to find out about the Key to Return Hearts, and of course go about finally starting the journey to find whatever the hell that is. So that's pretty much the first lines we hear here, and of course with his amazing fucking laugh and his iconic line, as if it was pretty amazing to actually hear that line come out of this trailer. But of course that's his signature, that's his trademark. But that pretty much explains that, of course, this is how they will find out about the Key to Return Hearts. This is how the mission will begin, to find the Key to Return Hearts to stop Master Xehanort. And if we know, if we go by the name, the Key to Return Hearts sounds like, of course, a way to pretty much fuck over Xehanort's plan to actually use the 13 Seekers and turn him back into one complete entity. With that being the case, of course, if you remember, Braig also stated in the new recoded cutscene that, of course, he had his hands tied with his own plans. Potentially, these are his own plans. If you remember when we heard that line, a lot of people speculated that he would, fuck over Master Xehanort. And now it seems like this is even more true, because he's telling Sora about potentially what may be the only potential possibility to stop Master Xehanort, unless this Keyblade comes with some kind of stipulation, such as the more you use it, the more you get controlled by darkness, which could also play into the prophecy. So let's go ahead and keep going here, starting from 34 seconds.
Look at that man! Oh my god! Double! Oh, what is that? What is the man? He's moving! Look at it! Michael, I'm sorry!
Something feels wrong.
So we hear somebody say something feels wrong around 110, and when we hear this, of course, who I'm guessing this potentially is probably one of the members of the Organization 13 that we know of, like, of course, not Zeshion, but it's somebody, because we heard that a lot of the old members of the 13, the Organization 13, do actually appear within this trailer. So I'm guessing that that's one of them, potentially within the Radiant Gardens. As we know, I think think either something happens here in the Radiant Gardens or something happens at, of course, the computer room, in Twilight Town. So one of the two, but of course I feel like that's what's going down here when someone says this, and then we're treated to, I think, what's one of the most hyped lines people have heard from the trailer to them personally.
Yes, for the virtual world to be completely realized, Ienzo the Wise would have included Roxas'
So stopping here at 1:30, and this is where people really started to go off the walls. So if there was anything else said, I pretty much wasn't able to hear it. Hearing the name Roxas just sent people off the damn walls. But what Zeshion, or if I'm what Ienzo pretty much tells Sora asks him about Roxas, and the reason why he's asking him this is because, of course, they're looking over, of course, the simulation that Ansem the Wise had created, or Diz had created, for the beginning of Kingdom Hearts 2. So this is pretty much going to tie in, of course, that beginning sequence within Kingdom Hearts 2 with Roxas and, of course, the data world. And he asks him about Roxas, and he says, yes, in order for the digital world pretty much to be completely realized, Ansem would have had to have included it Roxas's fate. Now, we don't know exactly what this means, but this does sound like what he's implying here, and the implication is that Roxas that actually joined Sora was nothing more than a digital projection. He was nothing more than like a digital version of himself. So if you remember in Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance, Ansem the Wise did tell Riku that Sora was the only one who was able to become a somebody again without having to destroy his nobody. And it makes perfect sense if this is how they're going to go ahead and explain that, because of course the way we learned about somebody's coming back is through, of course, the nobody being destroyed and the heartless being destroyed at the same time. And once those two are destroyed, of course, the body and the heart will actually find each other again and actually begin to come back together. And it takes a while, but the somebody returns. Well, Sora is the only character who has never had that happen. And why is that? There's no other better explanation than to, of course, say that the Roxas, who was actually sent back into Sora, became a part of Sora again, was nothing more than a digital projection that just had the information and the memories that Sora needed to become a somebody again. So you know what this makes me wonder is the Roxas that's still alive, could he potentially just be a resident of Twilight Town now? And of course he doesn't have the ability to wield the Keyblade anymore, because essentially through what happened from Ansem, he no longer is connected. That kind of seems like what could potentially happen. But of course we learned in Kingdom Hearts 2 obviously that Roxas and Sora are together. It just is like, it's a weird case with this line, but definitely Roxas is my favorite character on the nostalgia side. I don't think he's the best written character, but definitely he's my personal favorite character. But definitely it's cool to hear about him coming back. I think that's all we got to hear, but I'll go ahead and let some more of it play. Okay, so pretty much around the end, you can hear the gamersjoint say that, of course, Yen Sid's Keyblade, and what he's talking about here is the Dark Aqua, picking up apparently Yen Sid's Keyblade, although it has the same hilt and design of a Kingdom Key. So that's pretty much the ending of everything that we got from the trailer, more so focusing on the lines and stuff, because we won't know exactly what happens with the Dark Aqua until we get the trailer ourselves, if we even wind up getting this specific trailer. I mean, hell, it has so much story relevance, there's a potential possibility we won't get this exact one. But of course, everything that we heard from this trailer, man, finally hearing about the key to return hearts, finally hearing about how they find out about it, and of course the speculation still continues from there. I mean, they find out about it, but they find out about it through one of the 13 Seekers. They didn't find out about it through, of course, the world's telling Yen Sid and him sending them on this mission. They find out through Braig, and by finding out through Braig, does this have something to do with his own plans? More than likely. Or is this a plan from Master Xehanort to actually fuck over them once again, kind of like what we had in Dream Drop Distance, by misguiding, of course, Sora, Donald, and Goofy. Although, of course, in Dream Drop Distance he had misguided Sora and Riku. But Then we get to the line with Ienzo talking about Roxas, in which it kind of seems like, of course, the Roxas that was in Kingdom Hearts 2 that rejoined with Sora was nothing more than a digital projection, and of course the real Roxas could have just been asleep in some kind of chamber, and of course it's nothing more than a thing of going to that chamber and actually opening it. So who knows exactly what's going to happen with Kingdom Hearts 3 when it comes to these two plot lines. Finally getting to hear about the key to return hearts definitely puts a smile on my face. I've been waiting to fucking hear about what the hell it is. So thank you guys for tuning into the video. If you got any informative value out of it, I hope you guys hit that like button and that subscribe button. Don't forget to join me later on today as we go live for the Microsoft press conference, as we may potentially see something there, as Kingdom Hearts 3 is coming out on the Xbox One and it's barely gotten any promotion regardless of that fact. So hopefully it does. There is a trailer there. We do know that we will be seeing Kingdom Hearts 3 at 7 p.m. I think it was either Eastern time or Pacific Standard Time. So pretty much at 7 p.m. Which will pretty much I think will be 9 for me, that we will be seeing Kingdom Hearts at live at E3. So definitely I'm going to be tuning into that live on the stream. If you want to come through for that, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys later on. This is being your boy Amaziah. Don't forget to do a little A-Class gaming in everything you do. Don't forget to keep it A-Class. Follow me on Twitter at AmaziahYT. Links in the description and comment section below. And peace the heck out.
What's left of me?